Hello, I'm Juel McNeilly, and this is Grounds. In exploration of some transitions that I'm going through right now with a 2.5-year-old son and a growing independence, a new social life, a step away from the bond between me and him that we've known up until now. I find myself on a similar journey, stepping away, refinding the part of me that was there before him. And things start surfacing, questions start coming up. And one of them is this duality. The duality of whether or not I place him online, or how I put myself, my story that is so wrapped up in my family life, in my motherhood, online in order to show myself. And there was a part of me that got stuck somewhere, got stuck in the clarity of this deep felt feeling inside of me that I want my own path, and I honor everybody's own path, and my son should have his own path online as well. And yet, because there was a resistance inside of me for placing him online and was in acceptance of that, then it stopped me from posting very much of my actual life. And the belief was there. And only recently do I start questioning, was I hiding behind it? Was I too much in my comfort zone? Is it still valid? This feeling of wanting to protect him or to honor his own path online and not wanting to put the footprints all the way back, that he can put his own footprints there. And speaking to younger generations that, question my feeling with, do I really feel that online is not reality? And yes, I do feel that online is reality as well. That's what I've discovered inside of myself, even though I don't have, or I have this, I wouldn't call it a love-hate relationship, but I have a sense of what I have wanted to share within this space and what feels natural or unnatural to me, and what has been shifting, and the amount of openness and what I want to be able to put into this space. And with that, this duality surfaces, and something as simple as seeing a friend of mine go out with her niece and posting a photo with a happy smiley face over top of her niece's face, not an uncommon image. I've seen it, but because I was so in my feeling and not searching for an alternative, it never occurred to me that that was something that I could also do. And so other questions started surfacing. What was I hiding in this bubble? Was I wanting to keep myself small or smaller or protected? And because it comes at a time with Corona and a sort of slowing down globally, and isolation, and all of these bubbles are forming, that was I too much in a comfort zone? And looking back and reflecting and starting to talk about this openly with friends and things that have come to the surface now and questioning myself, I realized that I was in acceptance of this motherhood that continued. And it continued and it continued because of Corona. And I was coming out at my own pace. And now with this new separation of independence that I feel like I want to come out even more, this question of the duality comes up, like, well, that also means on this internet space, this virtual space, this social media space. And how do I navigate that part of me that feels so comfortable in person? Bringing my motherhood me, my mother me, and the rest of me into one. How do I do that online? What is the resistance? What is still valid? And what I've recognized for me is that solution popped up of a smiley face that was so not, of course it was a solution at an earlier stage, but it was not within my field of what I was searching for at the time. And now clearly my world has cracked open, or the boundaries have been pushed out a little bit more, where I can come into a little more inclusivity, where I am put myself out there a little bit more. And the more I share this journey or this exploration, because I don't have the answers here with what to do with it specifically. What I can share is that for me, it has been beautiful to be able to speak to different parents and non-parent people, friends, people who come into my classes, people that I meet and end up in conversation with, to explore this topic of feeling between the world online and offline, and that sense of what is being shown and what is being hidden. And what does it mean to show? And so I recognized that my days are filled with playing on a playground. Am I really going to take a selfie of myself alone? In those moments, my natural inspiration in moments of wanting to take pictures as I'm engaged with my family is to be inclusive of that. And so how do I show the inspirations and the lessons and everything without, like, say, distilling them from those moments and placing them online? And not just with words, because our online media or social media is so visual now that it is not always with a photo of a flower or of a tree that I'm going to come into description, because I didn't have an issue with putting things into words as much as also sharing those moments and honoring the part of me that still wants my son to have his own footprints online. So I wonder how that works for you. You can drop me a line or just send me an emoji to say that it resonates or doesn't resonate. It's sharing a little bit of that wonder, the doubt, the uncovering or the surfacing of deep inner core values, and just double checking to see what is valid for you now. And how do you navigate this space? How do you feel about this space? It is so unique for each and every person. So that is my sharing to you for now, my openness for feeling into how this is done in different ways, how this is experienced in different ways. And with that, I wish you a beautiful day. Much love to you. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate it 5 stars. It helps people find it. Thank you for listening.